too long, we have turned our hearts from the path our fathers laid. I have watched you train. I have witnessed your prowess, your victory. Now it is your duty, your honor, to serve the Empire. Wipe the sleep from your eyes. Wait and remember the call of our fathers. You will be challenged. You will know pain, but you will not bend or break. Fight with passion and earn your place in the halls of Stovacor. By the blood of Kalis, it will be glorious!
Welcome back everyone to another Let's Play of Star Trek Online. As you may have gathered, I am playing the beginning of the Klingon story. What you just saw there was basically the you know, the intro to the whole Klingon side and such. I think every faction has an intro, I believe. But anyway, let's get this tutorial on the way and get this game started, shall we? I mean, I could easily. The good thing is it allows you to skip the tutorial if you don't want to do the tutorial, but what I'm going to do, I'm not going to skip the tutorial. I'm going to actually go through this tutorial and show you how it all works and such. Even though that most of you veterans already know how it works and that, but this is mostly for the new people who don't know and such. Anyway, let's get to it.
Welcome to Star Trek Online. You are the second officer aboard a Klingon bird of prey, currently in charge of the Night Watch. You are in command of the ship while Captain Jurlek and First Officer Duran are off duty. Your shift nears its end. Third Officer Lieutenant Kagan would like to have a word with you before you leave the bridge.
I've got to say, this part is really quiet. That needs to be a little bit louder. Not too loud, but just a tad. But at least, you know, at least I've got talking in that part though. So that is nice that they added that bit, because I remember ages ago there was hardly any talking. It was just all word reading and such.
People you can interact with have icons above their heads. You
Right.
can press the interaction key, default F, to talk with them.
But obviously we don't want this going on all the time, because we're all going to be like getting bothered by it, and it's like having Child go off in my bloody mind, so I'm definitely disabling that. But of course, any of you who need hints or anything like that, feel free to use them, because they do actually help out and such. But if you don't want to use them, then feel free to disable them, you know, and they will never pop up again. Now, I rarely use hints on this game, because this game is pretty much straightforward, I would say. Now, basically, if you're starting off, you obviously start off with the basic stuff. You know, you've got the basic equipment, you've got the basic Klingon bat-left weapon standard issue, you get the small hypos, a shield. You don't get all the rest yet until later. And obviously, you start off with the standard bird of prey and the standard equipment that goes with it. And this is the bird of prey that I was talking about that you get given to you at first. And I'm actually so glad that they actually start you off on the bird of prey, or Burrell class, whichever you like to call it. Either way, I am so glad that they did that, and I was like, nice. I was absolutely delighted by that. Anyways.
Sir, we are nearing the end of the shift. I have logged the watch into the duty logs. I recommend approving them and the records of battle before Captain Jurlek arrives.
Very well.
Yes, sir. Everything awaiting your approval is on the console to the right of the main view screen.
You have to tell me which one's my left and right, because I get confused so easy. But luckily it points in the way anyway, but that was a little joke there. If you wonder what the reason behind that whole left and right joke is it comes between me and my friends, because usually, I think it's also displayed in my CFV's videos as well, that I'll get mixed up with my lefts and rights, and it's like, yeah. Okay, I pushed it. Now what? Right. Basically, this part just it's a big, massive tutorial to get you familiarised with all the key buttons and how you can actually interact with things and such.
I see the logs are updated and approved. I took it upon myself to make some adjustments to the standard disruptor target practice program on the holodeck. I think you'll enjoy the improvements.
And also on that as well, on the holodeck thing, it also gives you an idea of how to use your weapons and such. Now, they have actually, if memory serves, they have actually adjusted this to controllers, I believe, in this game, for especially when they put it onto the Xbox and PlayStation 4. I'm not sure if it's 100% working on the PC. I never tested it out on the PC. I mean, I could test it out, but I'm not going to do it as of yet, just in case it asks me to restart the game or something like that, because at the moment my computer's been a little bit finicky when it comes to stuff like that. Don't ask me why, it's just technology these days. But still, she's been a good old girl. Well, she's not that old, she's only, what, a year and a half? But anyway, another thing that that is a big difference from the older version and comparing to this version. A long time ago, when I started this, there wasn't so much talking. He didn't have much of a voice on him. He was just basically another general text net. So they did actually start to have a voice. At least I think so. Anyway, either that or there was something going on when I started in 2013. I don't know. But anyway, let's get on with the holodeck thing.
Captain on the bridge. Look, I see you kept my ship from blowing up during the night watch. Get to the racks as soon as you can. Your next shift starts in 6 hours. First Officer Duran and I will take it from here.
Okie dokie. Now, if memory serves, how Klingons usually advance in command, they usually tend to fight for the command or something like that. I'm not sure if they actually promote you in the way the Federation or Romulans would promote theirs. I think if memory serves that you had to literally fight for your position on the ship to show your dominance and such. I think I might have got that wrong, I'm not sure. I may have to look that one up. But again, I will say there are plenty of YouTube videos out there that actually express or explain how the Klingon culture works and how the command chains work. They are a lot more rougher compared to the Federation and Romulans. Romulans, on the other hand, they are not as soft as the Federation. They can be quite stern and strict, but they're not as brutal as the Klingons are. Where the Federation, they're a little bit more, they're a little bit softer, but it depends, really. But I would say they're more softer compared to the Romulans and the Klingons, put it that way. Especially the Klingons, because the Klingons are, well, let's just say, really rough. And this leads to the holodeck. Now, bear in mind, most ships do have, well, with a standard bridge, they do have sort of like a... Actually, no, they don't have a holodeck thing. Not all ships do have a holodeck thing. Unless, of course, you've got the original Enterprise bridge for the Next Generation era that will have the holodeck thing. But bear in mind that the holodeck will not be available for most ship bridges anyway, especially on the standard ships that you have in that. You would just have a standard bridge, standard layout and such. Of course, you get a little bit of a choice and such because you do get a lot for free. But bear in mind, you don't get all this available to you on your ship when you go on your ship bridge or anything like that. So don't expect that, oh, I can use a hologram and such like that, or a holodeck to actually do whatever, because, even though it's nice thinking, but it doesn't work that way. Although it would be a nice little touch to the game if you could do that. Who knows, maybe they might do it in the future, I don't know. But anyway. Now this is where you get your little training into your using your weapons and such like that. And it's pretty straightforward. I will say, if you're playing it on PC, I highly suggest using a keyboard, because you can do so much with a keyboard. But if you want to play out with a controller, or more used to do a controller, then by all means, do it that way. But I'm just giving you my personal opinion on the whole PC thing. Now with the weapons, you've got two settings, like you saw in my other videos. You've got setting 1 and you've got setting 2. Obviously, setting 1 is the standard fire. Setting 2 is more the heavy one, or the special. Like some of them will do split, some will do a higher compression bolt setting, or some will do other things. It all depends. Obviously, with most of them, you do get a palm strike or some sort of form melee attack. But not all weapons do provide you with melee attack. Some of them provide you with something else special or extra. It all depends on the actual weapon you have. As for this, now you've got a choice to practice again, or you can learn more about combat. So let's go to learn more about combat.
Targeting. Lesson 1 of 6. Targeting can be accomplished via the tab key, which targets the next nearest enemy in your current field of view, or by left-clicking the entity you wish to target. Next lesson, primary attack. Primary attack. Lesson 2 of 6. Your primary attack defaults to the 1 key on your keyboard.
Now that's what I was explaining about that 1 key thing.
Targeted enemy with the mouse. This will fire the basic shot of your weapon with a very short cooldown before you can fire again. Primary attacks are just that, the most primary attack with your weapon, and should be executed as often as possible. Next subject, secondary attacks.
I wish that they added like the like more of a Klingon voice instead of the Federation computer, something like that. Like the Klingon computers, but I don't know. That's just me being picky.
Secondary attack, lesson 3 of 6. Your secondary attack defaults to the 2 key on your keyboard. This will fire the special mode of your weapon. These vary by weapon types and can include multiple target and area of effect attacks. These attacks generally have a cooldown before they can be executed again, and include either the expose or exploit properties. Next subject, expose.
Now, again, that's like I said about the secondary attack, so, yeah, that probably actually done a better job explaining it than I did.
Expose, lesson 4 of 6. Many secondary attacks and other abilities can place the exposed condition onto your target. Exposed enemies have an icon placed over them, and are easier to hit and take more damage than normal. In addition, they are subject to additional effects from exploit attacks. Next subject, exploit. Exploit, lesson 5 of 6. Many weapons have the exploit property on their secondary attacks. These properties take advantage of targets that have been exposed to deal massive damage. When you are carrying an exploit weapon, be on the lookout for any exposed targets. Hitting them with exploit attacks can take them out of the fight completely with just 1 hit. Next subject, flanking. Flanking, lesson 6 of 6. Targets who are attacked from the sides or rear are considered flanked. When a target is hit from a flanked position, they take more damage. This applies to you as well. You want to make sure you never expose a flank to the enemy, but if you can flank your enemies, you will do increased damage.
That's also very important as well at times, especially if you're going in a PvP against someone in there. But however, don't always rely on flank attacks, because most players tend to be a lot more less predictable compared to the NPCs and the actual computer characters, because they can actually do things that would actually surprise the heck out of you. And plus they've got a lot of buffs as well, which I've learned. But anyway, yeah, it does. This sort of thing is quite handy to know when you're going up against not NPCs and such like that in this game. Anyway, let's get back to what I was doing. Wait, better zoom in on my... Oh yeah, I'm heading in the right direction. So I couldn't remember where I was going. Let's go to the crew quarters. Alright, let's get myself bunked up.
IKEA Sigma. This is Captain Jurlek. We are ready to receive the transfer.
Captain Jurlek, this is Captain Khadgar of the IKEA Sigma. We're beaming over the Federation prisoner now.
Prisoner received, Segpa. Shields! Rain shields! Battle stations! All through battle stations!
That was a lot of torpedoes being used. But just one ship, a full spread, and it's like a bit excessive, isn't it? Especially for a Federation. Now, some of you may ask, why is the Federation attacking the Klingons? Weren't they meant to be at peace with each other and all that stuff? But what's happened is the Klingons and the Federation have broken ties with each other due to a misunderstanding, and suddenly war has broken out, basically, putting it short. Well, it's not exactly a misunderstanding, it's more like one side is accusing one another, and another side is accusing another person. You know, it's basically a matter of each side pointing fingers at each other, and each side not having any trust with each other and such, and all suddenly, you know, war's just broken. Now, I'm trying my best not to tell too much to...
Papa, you're alive. This is First Officer Duran, and here's the situation. We took custody of a Federation prisoner from the IKS Segpa. Almost immediately after transport, a Starfleet cruiser showed up and attacked. We took some severe damage, but we were able to get our shields up before they could beam over. They've launched shuttles and have boarded the ship on the lower decks.
But anyway, as I was saying, basically the Klingons and the Federation are at war with each other, and basically what's happened here is it was a matter of like each side pointing fingers at each other, that saying they did this, they did that. There was certain instances that happened that led up to it. Rumour has it that actually it's not a rumour. I'm not sure if they changed the story to this now, but from what I remember, it was to do with the species 8472, aka the Undine, who used their shape-shifting abilities to infiltrate both sides, start up a bit of a fuss, and then stir up some trouble, and then that's what caused them to clash and such, because one side was blaming the other for, you know, something happening, and another side was blaming for this happening, plus as stuff happened, clashes happened and such like that. I apologise for my explaining, it's a bit poor. I will try and be a bit more clear in the future.
Our security teams are tied up all over the ship, so I need your help securing the lower deck. Grab a rifle from the armory locker, and then make your way to the lower decks. I don't know how they were able to enter our shuttle bay, so check the bodies for anything that can give us a clue as to how they were able to board us. One or two of them might be carrying something useful.
Again, this is all part of the tutorial, just to show you how to use certain things and such. Wait, why can I not? Oh wait, there we go. One destructor rifle. I thought I turned that off. Right, let's equip that to... No, I could use my bet lift, but no, I'm going to keep with the destructor rifle, because I'm more of a good shotter than I am a aimer. Alright, let's make my way into the lower decks, so I can deal with our little troublemakers. Now that was a bit more of a... So you've got two settings on this. You've got a pulse weave setting, then you've got the arc weave setting, and basically this one's more of a heavy burst shot basically, and it just does a nice good knockback on them. So you do get some nice weapons for your first time being a Klingon and such. So it's not like they throw you in the deep end and then you get nothing. And they even give you little things to actually help you along the way and such. So every mission you do and such, you get rewarded with stuff that helps you along the way, and which I find is quite useful and quite helpful as well, especially with the amount of stuff they give you and so forth. I mean, like I keep saying, this game gives you a lot of stuff for free, for a free game, and they do give a lot of stuff for free. I mean, if you're one of the lucky ones to have been playing this game since day one and that, then you would have got a lot of stuff for nothing, basically. Because they did actually start giving away ships and such like that. If you started playing in 2013, like I did, again, like me, you'll be one of the lucky ones to get a lot of stuff. And if you're new to the game, then don't fret. You still can get free ships 3 times in a year. Sometimes they even give more. It all depends, really. So, yeah. So they still give stuff for nothing in it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to give away for nothing. Anyway. And let's see. Well, at least we know how the shuttle's gone board, because this guy is our traitor. The captain betrayed his crew and such, and that's why he... I'm not sure if you see one of my other videos in it, but that's why he got to spend his time... Well, when you do see my other videos and such, actually that's why you get to see him spend his time in Greyfall. I won't say too much on that, because I don't want to spoil anything for you, those of you who are new and such. But yeah, he is the dishonest dog who betrays basically your crew and such.
You recovered that message from the Federation borders? My suspicions about our patak of a captain have been confirmed. I've been seeing signs of Jerlek's cowardice and incompetence for months now. But finally, this is the proof I need to challenge him. I see you are near the brig. I want you to talk to the Federation prisoner there. Find out why he is so valuable, and then report back directly to me. Kapla!
One word and two numbers. Section 31. That's why he's so vulnerable. I mean, valuable.
Ah, someone wants to talk. First off, this is Captain Jerlek's ship, correct? And if my hunch is correct, Jerlek allowed the Federation to land in an effort to rescue me, thereby saving his own hide in the process. It's my business to know things. Does First Officer Duran know of the Captain's betrayal? If she does, I expect she's already challenged and killed Captain Jerlek by now. Honor duels in the Klingon chain of command. So predictable. Challenge the person above you to a duel to the death. And if you win, you get their rank and position.
Now, do you remember what I said before about the whole Klingon rank system? That there describes a little bit into it.
Trying to reach First Officer Duran. I regret to inform you that she has been relieved of her duties permanently. But I am glad it is you who called. You are my new First Officer. I suggest you make your way to the bridge and prepare to follow my orders. Yes, I killed her. She insulted my honor with baseless accusations of treason, and then attempted to take my ship through treachery.
Now, obviously, you may notice that my character doesn't say anything.
Ah, now it makes sense. As my new First Officer, I hope you are not as foolish as Duran was. Or do you want to join her in death?
Now, as I was saying, you may notice that my character says nothing there, but you see a text at the bottom. That's basically my character saying something.
Captain Jerlek killed First Officer Duran. That I did not foresee. Jerlek is a coward, and he was one we could easily remove. Duran should have been able to get the job done.
See, like you noticed there.
Like I said, it's my business to know things. Captain Jerlek wants to trade me for his life. More of your crewmates will die in the process. If you have other plans, well, don't let me tell you what you need to do.
When I'm done with this, I'm going to come back and headbutt you. Right. So, basically, you have to... basically, this is just telling you you have the rights to challenge your captain. And this is how you get control of your first ship, basically. So, it gives you a little introduction to... not only to how you play the game, but also a little introduction to the... how the Klingon ranking system works and such. So it remains faithful to the you know, the whole Star Trek lore and such. I mean, I do agree with what some people say about, you know, how they could have improved on certain things and such, but again, you've got to remember it's a free game, and for what it's got, for what it is, it's actually pretty good, I would say. Not many free games give what this game does and that, and that's not me arguing against anybody who says that, oh, you know, I don't like the bugs in it, oh, I don't like this in it. I mean, everyone has their own opinions, and they have every right to their own opinions, and I respect that. Let me carry on. Let's go to the bridge, and this is where you get to fight the captain.
You have arrived. Are you fit to assume your new rank? And by stand for the crew, I assume you mean kill the captain and take his place? Foolish child, you don't understand. The Federation is the enemy the Klingon Empire cannot defeat. Time and time again, for centuries now, we have battled them again and again. And when we were allies, the Federation dominated us, subsuming our culture with their own.
Do you know, in some respect, he is right in some of the stuff that he's saying. Not 100%, but he's right about how the Federation has been known to be strong and the dominant factor. But at the same time, not all of these things are correct, because obviously he's living in the times where he's actually, or living in the moment where he's actually fearing more than anything else, and feels that the Empire cannot defeat the Federation, and feels that the Federation are more the dominant. And yes, he's right in that sense, but at the same time, there has been a few close calls where the Klingon Empire could have actually, you know, beaten the Federation at some points and such, especially during some of their old wars and that, and they did actually had the edge in that. It was just only through the Federation. It was only through the Federation's quick. Well, so basically, it's only thanks to the Federation's quick, you know, development of the newer ships and such that they were able to keep up with some of the Klingon ships and that. Because otherwise, you know, if the Federation hadn't developed the technologies or developed the ships that they had at the time, the Klingons could have actually easily overwhelmed them. So I would say, in my personal opinion, I'll say the Klingon Empire is a lot more battle hardened compared to the Federation. Where the Federation, yes, they both can go toe to toe with each other, but I would say the Klingons have more of a edge when it comes to fighting, where the Federation have more of an edge when it comes to the science and such like that. So I would say, if you was to ask me who would win a battle between them two, I would say it'd be an even standoff, I would say. Because the Federation and its, you know, scientific ways and technologies and such, and then you've got the Klingons and their battle-hardened ways, I would say both sides would be at even grounds. That's what I feel. Because they're kind of like a yin and yang of each other.
We cannot conquer them. We should not try. We will have our victories. But I am not facing off against the Federation. If there is a way to avoid conflict, it's not cowardice. It's survival.
What you speak of is classed as cowardice in any warrior race.
You think you can kill me, whelp? You're welcome to try.
Ooh. Frisky. There you go. I challenged you and killed you. Now what are you going to do? Wait, he stood up again? Seriously? Right, now I'm in control.
I see you are captain now.
Yeah, and?
I am Klingon, son of Kerr. I now take my place as first officer. I serve the captain, but I stand for the crew. I will enter the change of command into the record of battle. Would you like me to address the crew?
Do it.
Attention crew! Captain Jurlek and First Officer Doran are dead. The former second officer is now in command of the ship by right of combat. I am now the first officer. The captain has ordered us to prepare the ship for combat. We're going after the Federation Targs who dared board our ship. Engines and shields are online, sir. I expect weapons soon. Our cloaking device may take a bit longer.
Yeah, we can tear them without a cloaking device anyway. Although I will say, when it comes to the bird of prey class or the barrel class, most of them do rely heavily on their cloak and dagger techniques. Basically, the cloak and dagger technique basically says, you know, you hide in the shadows and you come out and assassinate your target with the dagger, sort of thing. And basically, I'm not sure if I explained that right. And basically, it's similar with the Klingon bird of prey or barrel classes. They mostly rely on their cloak for surprise and then engage very quickly. And because they're so quick, that actually makes them quite a formidable ship, especially against like some of the Federation bigger classes and tougher classes. Obviously, not all bird of prey and barrel classes are a match against all Federation ships, because some of them can be quite vulnerable, and that's where, at some points, if they know that their target is too tough and would overwhelm, they would call for backup. Not in a cowardless way, or not in a say, "Oh, I need help" sort of way. They would actually ask for assistance. And it's because that target is more of a bigger prey and it's too much for that ship. So they do know their limits in that, but they're not known to back off from a challenge or anything like that. Although in some of the episodes now, we have seen them, like some of the Klingons, run away from certain challenges and such, but not all of them though. Because, like I said, they're pretty much, you know, a big hefty warrior race.
Your order, sir.
Yeah, my orders is to complete my mission.
Congratulations, Warrior.
And take my command. Now, you may notice that you hear Wolf's voice in that. Originally, it didn't have Wolf's voice, it was another voice. But I'm glad they actually changed it to Wolf's voice, because it actually is a nice touch. And it makes more sense too. I've got to say, I did enjoy taking that tutorial all over again, even though that some people say, I may as well skip it, it's pointless. But, you know, the tutorial is pretty good for what it is and such. I actually like, you know, how they actually set you out in the actual ship and how they actually put you in the ship. And it gives you, you know, that sense of character
Captain,
and
there's
such.
no sign of the Segpa on scanners. We don't know if the Feds destroyed her, but I suggest we not worry about that just yet. Engines and shields are operational, but we need iridium to facilitate immediate repairs to other systems, and our iridium stores were lost in the ambush. Fortunately, there are some asteroids in the vicinity that might have what we need.
That's easy enough.
Increase your speed using E. Decrease your ship speed by using Q.
Something I've been using quite a lot. Now, obviously, you can... Well, obviously, you can't change his name, sadly, but you can change the other one's name. But you can change his uniform and how he looks and such, if memory serves. And obviously, you can equip all your officers into these empty slots, like you have seen me in my previous videos. If you have watched my previous videos, and if those of you are new to this, then basically you can equip your officers by going to your stations and then clicking on whatever officer you got to spare and such. And it's the same thing with your away team. You can actually choose who you want on your away team. You can have a standard. How do you say it?
Full stop!
Is that a...
Sir, I recommend we use the scanners to see if this contains any iridium.
I was talking. Quiet. Obviously, if you don't have any other like officers with you, now they give you like temporary ones, like the is it Beck, I believe. I can't say that well. Oh, Beck. No, it's Beck. Oh, bloody hell. Beck? I'm not sure. Beck. I'm pretty sure it's Beck. But either way. Yeah, what did I say Beck for? I meant to say Beck. Obviously, that's a bloody E. Yeah, I need to get my eyes tested. But yeah. the good thing about this is it gives you choices of what officers you want in your slots and such. Obviously, not all ships have universal slots like the Bird of Prey and your starting ships and such. Some of them will have engineering slots, science slots, tactical slots only. But however, as you progress on, you do get some that do have universal slots, especially in your Tier 6 variants and such. Anyways, let's go and scan.
This asteroid contains no iridium, but there is that nearby field that might prove better prospecting.
So we're now prospectors now. Oh, thank goodness I can use that. Now, obviously, that's just a full impulse speed.
Sir, I recommend using full impulse to reach the asteroid field.
I was already ahead of you.
Helm, full stop!
Why did you stop me?
Sir, I stopped the ship this time. But from now on, you'll be responsible for controlling the speed of the ship.
Yeah, basically, it's just that's just to help you, you know, get an idea when to stop and when not to stop, basically, in case you are new to it. So they do actually give you a little helping out, and then afterwards...
Promising results, sir. Calibrating the scanners for a better look.
Then afterwards they let you take full control of the ship and such, and anything goes to how you want to do it.
Found several asteroids that contain iridium, Captain. Weapons are back online.
Now this is like little...
We found some iridium.
Now, as I was going to say, this is basically like a little target practice, basically, to get you used to the ship's weapons and such. Now, on a Bird of Prey and most escort ships, you have to rely mostly on your frontal weapons in it, because if you're using a cannon build, you're definitely... Sorry, let me phrase that. If you're using a cannon build on any ship that allows you to have cannons and such like that, you have to rely on mostly your frontal assaults rather than your... side, like, because you can't rely on full 360 or whatever you assaults. You have to rely on your forward assaults and such like that, or if you've got back weapons, you have to rely on both back and forward. I'll say with most cannon ships, mostly rely on your forward attacks mostly, where if you've got ones with beams, aims or arc like weapons, then obviously you can rely on a lot more like either a semi 360 or 90-degree attacks. You can actually rely on actually shooting. If you've got beams basically on your ship or something like that does 90-degree attacks or 360 attacks, then you can rely on actually shooting them from your left and rights and such, rather than just relying on your front and backs. But like I said, with cannon builds, I would recommend definitely rely on your frontal weapons more. Make full use of that. Obviously, you don't have to play it that way. Obviously, there are other ways of playing it, because everyone has their own different ways of playing it. It all depends on, you know, how you want to play it. Anyway.
Captain, I'm picking up a Starfleet distress signal. Seems that a frigate looking for us took a hit in a nearby asteroid field. They are disabled. Might I suggest we add to the record of battle by disposing of this Federation scum?
Ah, first catcher today.
Order, sir.
Well, we get it. That's what we do.
Mayday! We are disabled and under attack by the Morale Construction. Request assistance.
Oh shit.
Sir, a Federation repair technicians. Then I suggest we take them out as well.
Now, it starts you with non-fightable targets, and then it gives you targets that actually fight back. Luckily, these are not too difficult to do on your first try, but as it goes up, and as your level goes up, it starts to get a lot more tougher.
Captain, the science officer has determined that we are unable to find the SEGPA because the feds are jamming our sensors. Unfortunately for them, we have determined the location of the ships that are jamming us. My recommendation is that we destroy those ships so we can locate the SEGPA. It's going to be a tougher fight than what you've faced so far, but the crew is feeling up to the challenge.
Oh, good, because I
Your
won't
order,
tolerate
sir.
any form of weakness. I'm sorry. Now, I think in this part, it teaches you how to use the cloaking device. Well, it usually does come up.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Warning, shields have failed.
But yeah, like I said, if you can take advantage of your forward weapons and such, you can deal a lot more heavy damage. Also, I forgot to mention about these. Now, these are different like settings for your power levels. Like, for example, here I'll put my settings into attack, which increases the firepower and the damage I do. Where defense obviously goes into defense, like the shields and such. You know, it gives you more power to the shields and such, which is quite handy if you're in a bit of a scrape. Speed, which puts into your engines and gives you a bit more faster speed and such. Then you got the balance, where it balances it all out between the whole lot. Basically, this one here, what you see here, is the auxiliary powers, and those are also very important as well because they add towards you know, the effects of your shields, engines, weapons, and such like that. But anyway, let's go and scan for the ship.
This is Captain Khadgar of the IKS Sekpa. Where is Captain Jarlek?
Dead. I killed him.
Finally! That miserable Topa had been a blight for far too long. Congratulations. May you bring glory to your ship and your house. Speaking of which, do you want to join our fight against this Federation Patach? My long-range comms are down, so I cannot notify High Command of the situation.
I love the fact that they actually invite you to actually fight, and this is another example of them actually asking for assistance in some way. They don't just they don't always ask and say, "Can you assist us with this?" They actually sometimes actually say, you know, "Do you want to join our fight against the Federation?" Basically, and you know, it's kind of like they give you an invitation sometimes, and sometimes having an invitation from another warrior to join their fight is usually quite an honor in some Klingons' cases.
Communications officer, make a report to command. Give them our coordinates and tell them the Segpa is in need of assistance.
There you go.
Sir, the Federation ship is hailing us.
Now you can choose to either ignore them, or you can actually howl them. Now I'm going to answer the howl.
This is the Federation ship USS Musashi hailing incoming Klingon vessel.
And
Captain Jurlek, what are you... Wait. Where is Captain Jurlek?
I killed him.
Well then, I assume you realize how outgunned you are? I'll cut you the same deal I had with Jurlek. Give us your prisoner, and we'll let you escape. And live to fight another day. Failure to comply means we'll disable your ship and take the prisoner by force.
Whoa. I just realised something. After all my times of playing this game, I never realised the attitude of the Starfleet captain Jessia. She sounds more like a Terran captain than anything else, like demanding and such like that. So it kind of like seems out of character for Federation, but then again, you have had Federation officers and characters in some of the Star Trek episodes being like this, so it all depends really. But anyway, let's get to the point.
Your order, sir.
Simple, we're going to kick their ass.
Making a huge mistake.
Look, even there, you know, you can tell that the attitude sounds a little bit more, you know, un-Starfleet-like. But then again, like I said, you still had some members in Starfleet acting similar like this. It depends on the actual Star Trek TV series you watch and such. But going to the Next Generation era, I believe that some of them... No, I believe that most of the Federation officers were a little bit more soft, I believe.
Klingon Defense Force reinforcements are warping in.
I believe anyway, but that's just me trying to remember. Now luckily this little ship can take a beating, so she's not like vulnerable or anything like that. But then again, at this point in time, this type of class of ship is still pretty much on the easy level for you to deal with. So they don't throw you in the deep end too much. They just only give you a little taste of how hard things can be. But as you may see, you've got other Klingon ships helping you out and such. And you've got some with like... oh wait, these are more... oh, what do you call them? Oh wait, that's a better fight. Then you've got the Katinga cruiser, and then you've got the Vulture class. There we go. I had to remember that there. I was going to say Negvar, and I was like, no, Negvar's the bigger one. It's Vulture. I do love the Vulture class though. I think it's an awesome ship. It is truly a battleship worthy of the Empire, I would say.
We're going to stay here while repairs are underway. But you need to get that Federation prisoner to Kronos immediately. High Command is expecting him. You probably want to space him by now. I know I did, but that would be a career-ending move for you. Just get him to Kronos.
And the thing is, it gives you also, you know, free destructor cannons and a free starship modification and such, so you can actually modify your ship. So before I warp, let's go and equip my new destructor cannons. And now I know this is a temporary character because obviously I'm going to be doing other things on this space that I have for another character and such. But I want you to see the actual beginning of the whole Klingon thing.